There we go. Hey, how goes it? Ken Bozak here to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin accessories. And today I'm streaming with strangers. I got my bro, Jason Coral. He's here from packcoin.net. And we're going to be talking a little bit about masternodes, charity, Packcoin, altcoins, on ramping. We're going to cover a bunch of these topics here. But first, I want to get into Jason. Who are you, bro? And what do you do? How'd you get into the space? Give the audience a little understanding of who you are and what you're doing now with Packcoin.
All right, yeah, I got into the space a little over 3 years ago. I'm a newbie essentially, but I've been really hustling to try to get involved in
I
in
love
the
how he
space
says
and
three
find.
years ago and calls himself a newbie. Respect.
Well, realistically, you look at the history of it. I am still a newbie here, so I consider myself pretty knowledgeable in that I study it all the time. Like all of us, once we hit that rabbit hole, it's hard to pull back out. So constant videos, reading, trying to educate myself as much as possible in the space, and
Right.
got involved with Packcoin pretty early on in their lineage, their history, and I was able to find a niche that I really liked and a project that really worked for me in that they had a charity program, which for me, being able to give back to people was huge for the crypto space, and it's a big plus for Packcoin right now. So that's what kind of pulled me into the space, essentially, as far as Packcoin is concerned. But much like you and everybody else, I got enticed in this because, there needs to be a revolution from where we are right now, currently in payments and financials and everything like that. And I want to be on the front line of that. So that's why I got involved in this.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm part of a revolution for sure. It feels like a weird digital renaissance error. If we think
Yeah,
about how people are gonna look back at this and be like how we look at the tulip bubble error and she shells as currency. In the future, people are gonna look back and like, how did that debt-based fiat crap ever survive? And it didn't.
yeah,
Obviously, like moving forward, I don't see it working out. But what really enticed me was the competition to the fiat monopoly, and I got to opt out of something and opt into something else, and yeah, it totally changed my perspective, man. And I ran into Packcoin, I believe, at World CryptoCon. I
yes,
think, yeah,
yes, we were down there. Yep.
yeah, I ran
Yeah,
into those.
we've been going out all over the
Oh
place
yeah, for
recently,
sure,
trying to
for
get our
sure.
names out there.
Yeah,
So
no, I've seen that,
uh,
and what really caught my attention was the charity aspect. So before we get into the topics of Packcoin, maybe we can dive into Packcoin itself. Is
sure.
Packcoin a blockchain? Is it a Tangle blockchain? Is it an ERC20 token? Like, what is Packcoin? What is its goal? The roadmap of its white paper, and yeah, just let's dive in a little bit
Yeah,
about what Packcoin is.
sure. So Packcoin, we are a fork of Dash. We're an X11 coin. Okay. So we're a masternode coin. We have a DAO similar to Dash as well. It's an evolving DAO right now. We're actually in the process of evolving the DAO, making it simpler for people to succeed with through our DAO system. What that kind of means is over the last year and a half of going, or excuse me, year of going through the DAO system and having the masternode voting, we found some issues that we were able to pan out a little bit, and then we found some really positive things that we're trying to highlight. Some of the things we found were wrong was our community members were putting up great projects, trying to do very positive things to help the community and help the coin grow, but they weren't being provided the resources from the team aspect. So we kind of put them at a disadvantage. So right now, part of the evolution of our DAO system is that we're bringing people on board with team members to help them succeed on their projects to make our DAO system, a more profitable and more. I don't want to say, what, I'm just going to say it'll better the coin in many aspects because our DAO system allows people to vote to, hey, look, I think we should put a fund together to get listed on a major exchange, or I feel we should put some money together to go out to Venezuela, which we've
Right.
been doing a great deal of work down there in SOS Venezuela.
Yeah, I get behind
And
that one.
dude, listen, I actually did a really, Johnny Litecoin has been fantastic for us in helping with awareness and everything along those lines. Him and I did a fundraiser online on Twitter. He reached out to the Litecoin community. I reached out to the PAC community. We were able to pull together a whole bunch of money. I was very happy about everybody, partaking in it, because people don't really know what PAC is. So for me to go out and ask somebody, hey, throw some money towards this charity, and we're going to Venezuela, they say, well, what's PAC? But Johnny's been great in that he's given a little credibility to the name. I had everybody send all the money to his wallet address, so the LTC community could feel comfortable with their donations and that it was going to a good cause and the right place, so.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations on that. That's legit.
Yeah, dude, listen, we've got a great team down there in Venezuela. We have an actual team on the ground, and they're doing great work down there. I mean, fantastic work. We just had, a few weeks back, we had 120 children that we gave food and water to. Had their families around. Everybody, we were there to try to support and help. We've got our head of charity is Robin Mathis. He has been doing an absolutely amazing job. He's a globetrotter. He's been going from country to country helping out. He travels a lot with Bruce Porter. I'm not sure if you know who Bruce Porter is. He runs the Washington.
Yeah, I follow Bruce, Washington Elite, and all that pretty closely. I actually really like that guy a lot.
Me too.
I had a weird, I don't know. I feel like he's like I don't know. I like Bruce because he's a weird dude in a suit, and I mean that in the most complimenting way possible.
Yeah. No, you're right. I'll tell you, to have Bruce, he came on with us as an advisor for PAC He's actually on the PAC team now. So he's been like a heaven sent for us, because on social media, the guy's an absolute guru. You put up a post, he follows you, and he retweets it. You can forget it. You're going all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my own Crypto Crusader channel on Twitter. That's my channel on there. And since we brought Bruce on, my views have gone up. My Twitter impressions have been, this week I didn't do much postings because I've been so busy with the project. But over the last 2 months, on average, I've been putting up over 1 million tweet impressions every single week. And that's all because of Bruce. So,
dude, that's awesome.
That
and, maybe we could touch on like the importance of that, right? Like, the marketing, the impressions, and just getting brand awareness out there, right? Like, it's important, because you could have a good anything, and if nobody knows it exists, it doesn't ever get utilized, and it just sits there and collects dust. And I think PacCoin's really interesting with the whole masternode and charity aspect, and I know you have a lot more going on that we're going to touch into, but yeah, like it's really different.
Yeah, I'm excited about the project, and we have a great community. Honestly, if you join our Discord, the PacCoin Discord, you'll see everybody contributes. The majority of our major projects that we've gotten done, as far as masternode monitoring tools and wallets and things like that, our community's done. Our community's contributed. They're the ones that are putting in the hard work, the effort to make PAC better.
How large is the community, and how old is PacCoin? Just out of curiosity to gauge.
PacCoin is an interesting story. I could get into PacCoin, and I can get into how we got to where we are. PacCoin we were formed in February, but we were the old Pacifica Nation coin. It was called PAC. And if you remember back to 2017 into 18 during the bull run, PacCoin was on JR Business. If you remember that show, JR Business, and there was a skyrocket of this coin. Well, we went up well over 10,000% on the run.
Whoa.
And the news came that,
whoa.
Yeah, and it was the old coin. So the old coin was basically at the bottom of coin market cap. They did this show and they said, well, we're going to pick some low market cap coins that have potential to grow. Well, the old PAC coin had just been bought out by the new PAC team, and JR Business did this promotion, and all of a sudden it just skyrocketed. It went off the charts. And me personally, when I had gotten into crypto, I was buying a lot of small market coins, Red Coin, dime coin back then. I mean, this is back then that we're just jumping and moving. I like buying those coins. I bought some Pack coin. My Pack coins skyrocketed. I said, wow, what is this? I got a real nice return on this. And so I started digging into it deeper and deeper and started finding out more about the coin. I saw we were moving over. We were a POS coin. And then we went to a masternode coin. So it used to be you just put your coins on the wallet and you got rewarded for keeping your wallet open and running 24/7. You got rewarded for it. The longer you staked, the more reward you would get. But we found there were some holes in that system. So we moved from that system to the Dash system because we wanted to continue to have that type of support. We jumped into the Dash system with the masternodes. And from there, we've grown to be the third largest digital payment network in the world.
How many masternodes are active? Do you know?
Well over 8,000 today.
Damn! Congrats,
well over
man. What's it
we're
currently cost to run a packed masternode? How much USD
right
or how
now
many
it's
pack
very,
coins?
If you were to get a packed masternode right now, it would be 500,000 coins. It would cost you somewhere around $300, maybe a little bit below $300 to run a node. No, it's honestly the price has come down to the point where it's very attractive. If you're looking to have passive income, we do have a 63% ROI over the year. So for the full year, you'll get a 63% ROI on your coins, on your Pack coin. So, when you start off with your 500, you'll get 63% back by the end of that full fiscal year. So it's a very nice return on that. The other thing with the masternodes is we're looking to really expand the network, to use the network more than just providing instant and private transactions, because we do have privacy mixing, and we are an instant transaction coin just like Dash. So, that's the great thing for our merchant adoption is, when I do a transaction wallet to wallet or wallet to merchant, it takes less than 1 second for the transaction to go through, and it's validated by the masternode network, which we all have done transactions with Bitcoin, and we know that there's no way in heck that you're getting that thing through in less than a second with the confirmations and everything else.
If you pay maybe a $5 transaction fee, you might be able to bribe your way into that.
Yes. But as a retailer, who wants to pay that? You want to just get your money and go. That's why, the process that I'm kind of looking into has been like, okay, how is a retailer, what does the retailer want? The retailer wants cash, so how can we make it so as Pack coins to be spent at a retailer and they receive cash? And that's kind of where our focus is transitioning, is daily use cryptocurrency for everybody to use, low fees, low cost, instant and private transactions. What more can you really want in the crypto space than having instant private transactions, the ability to spend them on a daily basis? I think that's where the industry's moving is. We have to be able to spend this currency because, I love to hold. We all love to hodl and put this stuff away and hold on to it. You got to have your stash. But if we really want the revolution to take place, we also have to start spending this money a little bit.
I think, I think spending it, right? I think businesses, and like you're right, I do think right now all they really want is to cash that out, right? Like when they accept Visa, they want that cash in their bank account. It takes 3 to 5 days for Visa to let go of that money, but that's why they accept Visa, because they want cash in their bank eventually. And when they accept cryptocurrencies, eventually they want to be able to get fiat for that, because that's what their suppliers and that's what their employees and their overhead accept. But I think that it would be an interesting concept to maybe talk to retailers as an asset instead of a currency, where they could accept this asset, which is like Packcoin, right? And maybe they end up accepting enough to where they can run their own masternode. Now, the business has bartered goods and services for another asset that they could end up earning interest or staking rewards off of. So I think it's an interesting concept for businesses to look at this not only as a form of currency, but as another utility or asset that they could utilize as a different means of income, right? Like accepting gold, right, for McDonald's sandwiches. McDonald's wouldn't really necessarily want to cash that gold out as much as they would want to use it for the reasons people use gold.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%.
So how do you think it's possible to have a world where we go to a pizza shop, right, and they accept Packcoin, but it's not to cash out. It's so they can keep stacking up their masternode
Yeah,
chips.
no, that's, you know what? And that's funny. You just transitioned right into that, because that's some of the things we're working on behind the scenes. And what we're looking to do is figure out ways where our masternode network can be more advantageous for retailers. Like you said, if I'm accepting Packcoin, I'm opening up masternodes. I'm running these nodes. If I choose to do it on a private nodes, you could do private nodes. You could go to, or excuse me, not private nodes, but shared nodes. We have a great shared node system as well with Packnode. Packnode, you don't need 500,000 coins. You only need whatever you have, and you can start staking them on the Packnode system. And what we are looking to do is have a masternode system that's set up on the back end for the company so they could give back rewards to their clientele.
Perfect.
So
like a customer reward system.
That's correct. I spend $100, I get $5 back in Pack.
And that's so easy. Nobody thinks of how easy that is because the ledger is public. They can see the public addresses that have engaged with them as a business, and they could add those addresses as a whitelist label to the masternode payout.
That is what I'm trying to get done. Segueing into the next part with my family has a few dealerships. That's what we're looking to do with the reward system for the dealerships
and
that we're looking
that
to
would
bring.
make bigger purchases would make more sense for those customer loyalty incentives.
Yes, and we'll use it in our service department as well. So you'll be able to, when we get done with this, when we get to the point where we're ready to roll it out, the vision is to be able to have like somebody come in for an oil change, do 5 of them, get a free one, and have that free one being paid for through the masternode network, meaning they're building up equity by staking their masternodes and having masternodes. So what that means is they're not taking money out of their profits. They're just taking money from the coins they're accumulating by having masternodes. So it's a win-win in every sense, because that percentage that you're paying back to your customers is just a very small percentage of the rewards that you make on a monthly basis from the masternodes.
Well, not even just that. I mean, it's a pretty decent way to get a write-off and to hedge against the potential of your masternode gaining value, because you could, like, for me personally, this is why I thought Packcoin was interesting, right? I could have a Pack masternode and just have it. My masternode could increase in value, scarcity, supply, demand, blah, 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 right? Then those masternode rewards that I've been getting, I just give them to a charity. I don't even touch the rewards ever. Now, by the time I cash out that masternode, the tax balancing of how much I've given and how much I've received would be a lot easier to cope with than, being, I guess, exponentially more greedy.
Yes. Yeah. Listen, there's so many ways you could go with the masternode system, and in general, whether it's Pack or Dash. There's just so many options out there with the masternode network that you can do as a business for write-offs, as far as there's just so many opportunities there. So we're really trying to exploit those opportunities because we're a baby essentially. We're a year old. We're a little over a year old as far as Packcoin's concerned, and we're learning on the move. And we feel like we've got one of the most successful chains out there in that we are an X11 based off of Dash, and we've been through a lot. 51% attacks, ghost nodes or phantom nodes. We've been through a lot, and the funny thing is...
But that's good, though. To go through a lot and to still be here says a lot more than coins that have had a really easy couple years run, and they're waiting, for that issue to pop up. And I think it's better to go through problems today than tomorrow. And that's why I'm not pushing mass adoption for Bitcoin or anything just yet, because we're still in beta. We have to get through the bugs.
Yeah. We are. And you know what? We're finding them out, on the run. And, we've got a great dev team. Our dev team is phenomenal. I mean, if you go to our GitHub, you see how active we are. We're extremely active. We're always making changes. We were the first people in the industry to have a 51% attack mitigation system that we built that gives us an early warning system and then hits them with a block penalty and backs them up close to between 400 and 1,000 blocks behind the real chain. So it doesn't allow, what they're trying to do with that attack is they're trying to spike. They're trying to make the chain jump from one chain to another chain. So you have to then back those blocks up, which we figured out an algo to back those blocks up so they can't overtake the main chain.
Nice.
And that's been huge for us. We've actually been tested on it, and by some malicious people out there, and it worked. It did what it was supposed to do. It kept us on the right chain. It gave us the early warning, and it was absolutely amazing what we've been able to accomplish. And you know, that's the whole thing with Pack. We've done a lot in a year. We've got a iOS wallet. You know, everybody knows how hard it is to have a financial iOS wallet on the Apple phones. It's not easy to do. A lot of people don't even have those
Especially if
things.
you're a fucking privacy coin. Real shit. Like, that is a
Yeah,
feat.
it's not easy, brother. I can tell you. And it was a long process, and we have a lot of great guys. And we actually have a compliance office in-house, which is great. So we're able to stay ahead of the curve because we know what they're looking for, essentially, because we have paid people on staff to tell us this is what you need to do to get this through. So we have an iOS app, and we also have the Android app as well. Both are fantastic. Like I said, we've got a whole slew of different things for masternode monitoring tools, which are just fantastic tools to have, especially when you have a lot of masternodes.
We got to get Pack on pocket nodes.
I would love to. I mean, we've expanded so much this year. We're trying to continue going. We're a community coin, Ken. So really, as far as we're going to go is going to be where our community takes us. I'm a firm believer in that because myself, I'm a community member that just got brought on the team 2 months ago, not even a month and a half ago, you know, and, you know, the reason they brought me on the team is because I continuously try to help out in any way possible for the community. But I got to tell you, there's 100 other people doing the same exact thing as me and really pushing the envelope and helping spread awareness on the program and the project. And that's our strength.
Well, I want to see your perspective a little bit here on like the implementations of masternodes for the benefits of charities and potentially weigh some of the pros and cons. Like, what might be keeping the charities on the fence, or how do we entice them more so to get involved in this? Because I've talked to people that work in, you know, crypto charity projects, and because of like the SEC, you know, potential implementation of regulations in the future and being or not being grandfathered into whatever law may be lobbied into place, it like the what ifs actually I think keep people on the fence for crypto, but there's no like ironclad laws or any regulations today that are holding anybody back from being able to use this. So where do we go to start on-ramping charities into participating in cryptocurrency, you know, masternode systems that participate with charities? Like, I'm just wondering, like, what's the process like?
You know what, though, Ken? It's funny, yes, because we're already doing that. We have up to 5% of our block rewards, up to 5%, go to charity. Okay, so right now, every time there's a new block creation, up to 5% of that block goes to a charity. So as far as masternodes are concerned, we do have a system now in place where we have masternodes that we use from our charity department to help fund charitable events and projects. So right now, currently, we are using our masternodes in that fashion right now. We use those masternodes to help support our charity causes.
Now, who determines which charities receive the amount, you know, the funds, or how do you like, how do we audit these charities to make sure they're not just some guy in his basement trying to fake out an address and receive, you know, money from a masternode system?
See, that's what I've been saying about this learning curve we had over the last year, because, you know, we're the first doing a lot of this stuff. You know, we are really the first coin that's really dedicated to charity. That's
and that's going to be messy because bad actors and malicious people are the first to come panhandle when people want to help.
That's correct. And you know what? We have a DAO system, like I told you about, where the masternode holders vote on projects, some of which are charities, some of which are just initiatives to raise awareness for the coin.
Let's get a billboard in Venezuela.
Hey, listen. If I showed you, if you go to our website and you look at some of the videos that we have up from what we're doing in Venezuela and the initiatives we've done, you'd be very impressed. We have partnered, as far as charity is concerned, we've partnered with two major players, one of which is the Flame of Peace. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of the Flame of Peace. They are a major charitable organization. They're royalty. Yeah, take a look at them. They're a very big organization
and they
globally.
accept crypto for charity, I'm assuming?
Well, we just partnered with them. So now they're one of our partners, and we just did an initiative down in Caracas. And what we did is we had a little over 120 children and with their families come over to basically a meeting center that we rented, because it's very chaotic down there. It's not very safe.
I've
so
seen
it's hard
videos and blogs and vlogging
Dude,
and articles. Yeah.
We've got people on the ground, and I got to tell you, it's tough. And
they're
these guys
storming the castle or whatever. Yeah. I've seen the videos of like the parades of people that are like storming the government because they're up in an uproar.
Yes, and we've been on the other side of the border right now, on the other side of the bridge, so to speak, that bridge where you see everybody flowing over that one massive bridge there between Colombia and Venezuela. Well, we're on the other side, and we're providing relief and help to the refugees who don't have anything and they're in the foreign country. We're providing help to them, and I'm very proud of the SOS Venezuela effort that we've been working on.
What's the fiat solutions though, right? Because I mean, I'm sure they're not able to use Packcoin, right? Like we have to be able to cash that out.
No, you know what? This is what's happened. Like I said, we've got boots on the ground. So we have street vendors that we provide. We've provided essentially, I don't want to say iPads, but a lower extent of an iPad.
Well, yeah. Otherwise, in Venezuela, they'd become honeypots, and that shit would get stolen.
Exactly. So we've been giving people on the street. Basically, we have paper wallets, and then we have all the regular wallets. We've been setting people up and onboarding them so they could go and get food from different vendors. We've made deals with certain vendors down there that we've situated where they'll accept Packcoin, because Packcoin and any coin is better than the 1,000,000% inflation that they're going through down there. And it's not like, oh, maybe it's 1 million, he's exaggerating. No, it's well over 1 million.
I was just talking to my brother. He was looking at my wallet, and I have one of those crypto brekkie dirty fiat wallets, and I have a Venezuela Bolivar in there, $100 Bolivar. And my brother was like, "What's this worth?" And I was like, "If you're lucky, maybe a tank of gas."
Well, it's gotten to the point it's pretty outrageous down there from everything that I've heard from the people, and there's literally money on the streets. It's lost all value. Cryptocurrency is the means down there, and Dash, our parent network, who we've forked off of, has done an absolutely amazing job onboarding businesses down there. I mean, they've onboarded well.
I'm proud of Dash with Venezuela. I'm really proud of what they're doing.
Yes, me too. And let me tell you, we've tagged on with them, and we are accepted at many different places. We put up on our site, I see you with the Dash on there. But we partnered up with a couple of different vendors because, again, we're an X11 coin. It's very easy for them to just upload us as well. Very simple. As far as onboarding, we've been able to onboard down there with a lot of different Latin American wallets and shape-shift type deals where you could just swap from one to the other.
That's important.
It is important. It's great. And, we're working on more.
They may prefer Dash or they may prefer Packcoin, but it's the options, right? And the liquidity that is necessary.
As long as they could get food and water at these vendors, that's our goal with who we're trying to onboard.
Has Dash been accepting of this, or do they see it as a competition or a compliment? I'm just curious, has there been pushback or has there been embracement?
No, we work with their devs, to be honest with you, here and there, because, a lot of what we've done, we've forked off of them. We're not trying to, at Packcoin, we're not trying to take down Dash, take down Bitcoin. Crypto space has room for everybody. There's billions of people in this world, right? There's millions of Bitcoins, all right? as time goes on, people are going to need alternative methods to spend their money besides just Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is like a store of value. It's gold. You know, a lot of people, let's face it, after everybody spent their money on pizza, you know, and then they find out it went up to $20,000, people are really hesitant.
That was an
to spend their
expensive
Bitcoin.
pizza, yes.
Yeah, you know, you think about it, you're real hesitant to spend your Bitcoin in general. You need other options, you know, so we're looking to be an option where you can use this as a daily use currency. We want to be a daily use currency. We're going to provide outlets to our customers to get discounts by using our coin. And the way you do that is there's built-in discount just by using cryptocurrency, 3.5% to use your credit card, up to 5%, whatever it may be. You use your credit card, your crypto, and you go, sell it to retailers. You're paying nothing essentially to go wallet to wallet. Okay, and then to convert it, you have to have the options to get liquid. We just signed on to P2P, B2B.
I met them in Hong Kong at Token 2049, and P2P, B2B, they're making big moves, and they're actually helping with a lot of, they're building the on-ramps.
And they hooked us up big time. You know why? Because we have a USD pairing with them now, which is fantastic. So on our end, we're now able to pitch with a lot more fervor now that, listen, we'll be able to USD off ramp you to get you your cash that you want, you know, because that's what these guys want. So we've been working back end on creating an API to hit our exchanges. So when a retailer accepts PAC, it'll instantly be transferred over to fiat for the retailers. Just because, again, that's still where we feel like the businesses are at. They still want that fiat. But the thing that makes me laugh is we've been really talking to a bunch of banks here recently. We've been talking to a lot of banks.
They're actually talking to you.
They're talking to us. That's why I laugh. I laugh, and then I start to think, and the third eye starts to percolate a little bit. You start thinking, you say, well, what the hell does the bank want my Bitcoin and Litecoin, and they're going to give me cash for now? You know, that's what I started thinking about. I'm like, hold on, this bank really wants to start taking my Bitcoin, and they're going to give me cash. So we've been doing a lot of research. We've been really trying to find ways for our community to be able to spend their PAC coins, because we want to be able to be spent. And that's taken us to debit cards. That's taken us to different onboarding and offboarding ramps.
That's very anti-HODL mentality, which I am. I know a lot of people are like, HODL, and I'm like, if you don't use this shit, it's worthless.
Yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing too, Ken. Being that we are a masternode community, we are a HODLing beast, meaning you need to hold your coins to continue to run a masternode.
Right, but you also have to use the rewards to make the masternode worth something, which is a really good double entendre of investing.
And that's what I've been trying to really pitch is that, guys, we've got a huge opportunity in that. Yes, we do have a HODLing beast where everybody holds on, but that HODLing beast is looking to spend their rewards. You know, and if you can get to the point where you're holding your masternode and your masternode rewards every month are paying you $2,000, $3,000 in rewards every month, well, you need a place to spend them. And that's what we're looking to do now. It's a delicate balance because you want to be able to spend, but you also don't want just a offboarding ramp.
Yeah, because you don't want to fiat out, right? You want somebody to hold those coins to keep the support line where it's at least.
Yes, exactly. And that's the tricky part here, and that's what we've been really working on, and that's what I was saying.
It is a tricky part, though, because like you said, your family has the car dealership. If I want to go buy a car, I might second guess using PAC coin to buy my car if I know you're just going to dump it on the market and hurt my holdings that I have sitting at home. Then now it's going to cost me more PAC coin to buy another car the next day.
Yeah, no, and I got to be honest, through all my research that I've been doing with all the different companies out there that are doing debit cards now, or the banks that are getting involved, that's the big issue, Ken. That's where you're running into problems is essentially the banks, they're looking to take the coins and sell them immediately, from what I've heard. From every bank I've talked to, they're taking them and they're selling them
I saw that
immediately.
coming the
Some are
moment
OTC.
that Poloniex was acquired by Goldman Sachs. I saw that coming.
Yeah, but some of it's OTC, so it doesn't affect the price on the exchange.
Which sucks because it could be they only do OTC to suppress the price, right? They never do OTC and worry about inflating it. They're never going to cause that problem.
No, you're right. You're right. And this is kind of like the quandary that we're in. And we're trying to figure out the delicate balance right now, because it is a delicate balance. And
it is, especially with a privacy coin, because it's hard to reflect those transactions on a ledger where you're taking that in consideration in a market trade instead of an OTC trade.
Yeah. Now, here's the other thing with the privacy aspect of it. Our privacy is similar to Dash in that you have to mix it for it to go private.
So it's optional.
So it is optional. So the mixing aspect, and I got to be honest, maybe I would say probably 5% of the users actually mix. I don't even know if that many mix, to be quite honest with you. So you have this enormous masternode network of 8,000 some odd masternodes. You're using less than 5% of the mixing. So you're really not using that masternode network for the mixing aspect of it. And transaction wise, the majority of the transactions that take place in all of cryptocurrency are really just transactions, especially masternode coins, between the masternodes. The masternodes creating new coins and then keeping a log as to what's going on the network actively. Because, the masternode network is an active copy of the blockchain, and it validates transactions live, and all your nodes get pinged to make sure that the transaction is legitimate type deal. The masternode network in general is a evolving process in my mind, and in the Packcoin community, it's an evolution right now, because the longer you're in it, the more you're starting to find out. Dash is, if you've looked at Dash, they've done so many different upgrades over the last 2 months, and they have a lot more coming. Because you find more and more every day that there's vulnerabilities, there's things that need to be attended to, and then you have really smart people out there looking to find the weaknesses in the masternode network. One of which is one of our old devs, one of our old developers had come in to figure out how to create what's called a phantom node. And that's just a ghost node on the protocol that just is there. It just exists, but it does nothing else besides just exist. You have to have its collateral, but it doesn't communicate with the network at all. It just pings back that it's alive, and it gets paid to do that. So that's a fault in the system that we're working on fixing right now, and it's going to be another evolution of the masternode system. And Dash is actually their new code that they're processing now. And test netting now, that new code is going to fix that. So that's how I say we work kind of together with them, because, we found the 51% attack, vulnerability, and we were able to stopgap it with the algorithm we came up with and fix it. Dash didn't have to come up with that, because their masternode network, to do a spike in the hash rate on Dash is going to cost you a very lot of money. You're going to go broke trying to do it. On the Pack network, it's not as expensive or costly to do. So we've been learning things that they haven't had to learn yet, because it's just frankly too hard for somebody to do it to them, or too expensive, I should say. So we've learned a lot, and we've been able to help the masternode network in general a lot, because of the things that we've gone through over the last year. And it's been a great learning experience for us, and it's really given us a lot of insight on where we have to go over the next 3 to 5 years to succeed with our roadmap, and to do well. Like it's not a matter of, are we going to do well? We are going to do well. We're going to push until we achieve our goals, and we're going to make it. And that's the mentality we have here at PAC.
So let's talk a little bit about some of that red tape you might run into trying to sprint across that roadmap, right? Let's start with the taxes. I know you're pretty new to PAC, but I'm just curious if you happen to know anything about like if they're working with any tax lawyers or how like the taxation maybe looked at when it comes to master nodes or crypto charities, things to that effect.
Tax-wise, as far as charities to start off with, we actually have just applied. We are going to be a full charitable organization. So, we'll be able to have all the write-offs that come with the being a full charitable organization. I can't speak as in depth on that as Robin Mathis, our head of charity. He's very well versed in all of those issues. But yes, we are fully aware of all of that. And that's one of the major things that we have a compliance team for, is to make sure we are in compliance and that we're doing the right things. Our community itself, we're very active with the community. The community itself is active, and we talk about all these things all the time. And they are very important keys, because taxes is a real issue in the cryptocurrency space in general.
It scares
and
a
not
lot of
many
people away
have,
from it.
Yeah,
It's intimidating.
it's very intimidating. And, you think about it, you say, all right, look, just say you made 15,000. Say you made 10,000. You go above the threshold of 10K,
Yes.
where the red flag comes up, right? Now I'm over this $10,000. If I were to pull that $10,000 off the exchange right there and then, I got to pay the full capital gains tax on that. It didn't mature for over a year.
I think it's like 20 something percent, isn't it? Depending on your
I
bracket.
I think it's actually a little bit higher in the crypto space, if I remember.
Yeah, I think it's like
correctly.
27% in the crypto space.
Yeah, it's pretty high up, dude. So I mean, you got to be aware of what's going on around you, and when you get to that point, they're going to report you. So when you get over $10,000, they're reporting because they want to break off. The company, whoever you bought it from, they're going to want to write that off. They're going to send you a 1099. You're going to get 1099. The government's going to know about it at that point. As soon as you pull it off. If you keep it on the exchange, from everything that I've read and everything that I've looked into, if you keep it on the exchange, or not on the exchange, but in a wallet, a hardware wallet, you want to take it off it, whatever, you want to do it that way. You got to have over a year, I believe, is what I've read, of it being, basically matured for a year, and then you fall into a situation where you don't have to. Now, the real red tape and what we've been really dancing around now, and the hardest part about what we're trying to do as a daily currency, is when you're trying to be used daily, and you're spending your rewards, you're getting this money, you're spending it. What are the taxes on that? Because I'm now using it to pay for my coffee. I'm now using it to pay for my sneakers. I'm now using it when I go to the mall or out to dinner with my wife, and I'm using it. What do you have to do now as far as federal regulation is concerned? That's some of the things we're
Yeah, because first in,
figuring
first
out.
out does not work with masternode coins. You can't use the first in, first out taxation methodology because the first in is in a fucking masternode. And then I got rewarded, and maybe I got that reward and say it was a $5 reward or whatever, and I spent that $5 reward immediately. It didn't mature, it didn't gain, I didn't lose anything, it was instant. It should be a non-taxable event, right? I didn't gain anything, I didn't lose anything, but because first in, first out, how much did I get my first pack for?
I'm telling you, it's been a very slippery slope, and we've been really trying to get on top of it. And actually, Sean, who is our head of our compliance department, has been working tirelessly on this, trying to get everything situated, because we could have rolled out a couple different things already. But if we would have rolled them out, we would have been dealing with fine. There's so much that goes into the United States. It's really unbelievable how much goes here.
That's a beautiful thing, though. It's only a problem in the United States. And you know what? First world problems. Fuck the United States. Like, out of all seriousness, fuck it.
Well, you know what? One of our things is, one of the partnerships that we've just recently formed. I'm not going to put their name out there yet, just because we're still working on transaction, sending the money over, taking care of all those ends of things. But we're working with a company over in EU now. And I got to be honest, it's fantastic.
Yep.
Because we're able to get our coin listed, and now we can use, it's going to be a MasterCard. all of our
Really?
customers will be able to spend it over in Europe anywhere that accepts MasterCard. And the platform itself that we partnered up with, they're a newer platform. They have met all the regulations. They're doing it very smart. And actually, I thought it was very intelligent the way that they went about doing it, because they're actually going through the credit card company, allowing them to do the KYC, do all of the stuff for the
Hands
customer.
off approach. Smart.
Insurance, everything goes on their end, right? And I thought, wow, that was really bright. And when he had told me that, I said, wow, that seems really good. He goes, well, you could do a regular one or a white label. And the white label is like a partnership, and you get profit share and everything else. I said, wow, that's really interesting. So over there, they're live. He got live in like 3 months. You could go there now, spend your MasterCard money wherever you can spend credit cards. And to us, it was very attractive. I can actually put it out there, the company that we're working with. It's going to be pungo.io.
I'll have to check them out.
Check them out. They've got a really cool platform. Actually, they've got a great option too, which I thought was cool, was you could do a swap. Meaning, so I load my coins up onto my wallet, my Pack coins. I have a Pack wallet directly in there. They're going to integrate a Pack wallet directly into it. They load it up onto it. And when they load up onto the Pack wallet, you could swap it for Bitcoin, Litecoin, or any of the other coins that they support there, like you would in a Shapeshift scenario. So no fee, just swap it over.
And you're
right?
holding
and
coins, not cash, right?
You're holding coins. Now,
Nice.
When I put my coins onto the actual physical card, it goes to USD coin. So there's no stability when it goes over to the coin, when it goes to your card. Now, you have your wallet, it's on your mobile. You can keep, say you're not comfortable putting you want to keep it in your Pack coin, you keep your Pack coin in your wallet on your mobile. And then in their section, and this is really cool to me, I thought this was really innovative. When I'm walking around, I'm in the mall, and I say, you know what, I like this pair of Jordans here, man, I'm going to get these. I don't got the cash. Let me go into my Pungo wallet. I can transfer my Pack coin right there onto the credit card. It'll say transferring X amount of Pack for $200. Send. Boom. Right now, I just sent over my $200 worth of Pack coin. It's not going to be market fluctuation. I'm not going to have to worry about it going up or down. It's going right over. I'm buying my shoes right there and then. I know how much I have to put on the card, and I put it on right there directly.
That's going to be interesting for Masternode owners, because their rewards are going to basically go to a checking account, and their Masternode is the savings account.
I've been pitching these companies for months. I'm saying, guys, the fact that you don't want to have a Masternode coin on your card doesn't even make sense, because we have 8,000 Masternode holders that are getting rewards at 11,900 coins every 9 to 11 days. It approximates, when you get in the top 10%, it's random as far as the queue is concerned for payouts for Masternodes. When you think about the amount of money that's coming through our Masternode network on a monthly basis, for somebody to not want to take advantage of that is quite silly from a business perspective, because it's money that is found money. It's just money that somebody's getting for supporting.
Well, you got to think of it from the business's perspective too. Like, they don't, in the United States, we don't accept euro. We don't accept Canadian dollars. We don't accept, Venezuelan bolivar.
Yeah.
So why should we accept this other currency if we don't accept other governed currencies? It's going to be an awkward transition for them to get through, but I think it's going to come through the form of utility tokens, non-fungibles, and things like you were saying, like, where if I spend Pack at a business, they have my public address as a customer. What if I haven't gone back to that business in 90 days? They could send me a couple Pack coin to my public address with a little memo that says, "Hey, you have a coupon for 20% off. Here's," and it's in the transaction. It's
right there, and there's just so much, Ken, like you're saying. There's so much opportunity in this space. It's just a matter of, I laugh when I see everybody go back and forth at each other, and I say, you know what? We got so many great minds. If we just pulled together and all figured out a way, look, I get it. We call each other shitcoins, this, that, third, but let's figure out a way to pull our technologies together, pool these things so we get ahead of the curve and there's no longer like a resistance from retailers because we figured out ways that they can accept our currency. And if they're not comfortable with our currency, we figured out ways that they could get the fiat denomination from spending our stuff. In order for people to want to use cryptos, they have to become familiar with it and see the ease of use. That happens by having apps and platforms that make it easy for grandma or grandpa to pick it up their whatever and just buy and spend. Just like email is simple. You know, nobody understands email. Nobody has a clue. Nobody has a clue. But grandma could go on, type in her little letter and hit send, and she knows it's going. If we came together as a crypto community and made cryptocurrency that easy and accessible for grandma, grandpa, and any layman to just step in and hit send, and it's paid, and the retailer gets what they want, and it's easy, it's quick, low fees, they're not wasting money on fees, because as we all know, in the retailer space, like I am, the credit cards and debit cards have now allowed the retailers to charge the customer the fees instead of the way it used to be, where the retailer paid the fee. Now,
well, they would the retailer never paid the fee. They would just push that fee onto the products and services and charge the customer anyway, even though it's not legal.
Exactly. But these are the things that we got to overcome, and that's what crypto does. We give an avenue where that no longer works.
Well, all those solutions are coming due to open source solutions, right? Like how you said you come up with the 51% issue, Dash comes up with a 51% solution, right? It's this synergistic open source evolution of this space. You're right, the tribalism does hurt as a whole. Bitcoin Cash is a scam, Ripple's a scam, but Bitcoin's not. And it's like, well, I thought all these crypto blockchain things were a scam. What do you mean this one's not? Everybody says all these shitcoins are scams, but this one isn't? I don't get it. It can hurt.
And that's the thing, and we all got to pull it together a little bit, because for us, we're educated in it. This is what we do. We love it. We're pulled in and drawn in every day. But to the person that doesn't know anything about it, and they come in and they see crypto Twitter and they get in there and they see, oh my God, they might, the way people are nowadays, it gets a little savage on there at times, so people are a little sensitive nowadays.
Well, I like how Patcoin has a sense of humor. I saw that you were doing the, with Litecoin, you had the Patcoin mascot running around, right?
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of that.
That's awesome. I love that. I love keeping it weird.
Branding. Yeah, well, we did that. We did, Bruce was involved in that. We actually did like a whole skit too, which was pretty funny.
Yep.
Talking about the market with Bitcoin and Litecoin. It was really cool. We try to keep it light, and we've got a great community, like I said, and that's what keeps us grounded. So, really, the main thing for us, and the main thing that I want to get through to everybody is, look, Patcoin has a future that's not going anywhere. We have another 30 years of mining coins left for Pac. We're less than 5% of our total supply right now. Out of that 5% that's on the market, more than 50% of that is tied up in masternodes. So, right now, as a coin, we're sitting in a very nice position for newcomers to come in and get in at a low rate, because right now our price compared to where we had been, I was telling you earlier, our masternodes now are about $300. At one point, our masternode to buy one was $10,000.
So I do want to touch on this masternode in sustainability, kind of to wrap things up here, because that is a double-sided sword. See, I know it sounds appealing to you, right? Because the $10,000 masternode, now it looks like a buying opportunity at $300, but there's going to be a lot of sell-off pressure when it reaches that $10,000 masternode point again. The same amount of sell-off pressure Bitcoin had when it reached $1,000 all-time high from its previous collapse during the Mt. Gox exit. So I think it may have been Pomp or somebody on Twitter brought up a really good point that masternodes are going to have a lot more trouble than not because of that. And I don't know if I think of it more as a buying opportunity or a selling opportunity, But thinking, on both sides, like, where do you kind of see yourself on that fence? Do you see a lot of sell-off pressure? Or do you see more buy opportunity when it comes to things that have hit those all-time highs? Because there's a lot of people that may just want their fiat back, or there's maybe people that believe in the project, but it's hard to tell where we could go, unless you look at like market history moves.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, there's no denying that whenever you have a masternode coin that's producing coins and producing more value for a customer when they're just sitting on it, that's kind of the enticing thing, and they look to sell. So it does create a sell pressure because they're seeing it as, okay, I'm just getting gains here, and I want to get it to fiat, or I want to take my gains and I want to push them into Bitcoin. Those are a lot of the things that you hear. You do get that, and you could see that. But the thing that's going to differentiate a masternode coin, and like we had talked about, is you're going to have a reward system for your masternodes. You're going to have to use the system to create a environment that retailers can take advantage of those earnings to provide savings to their customers.
Yeah, you're talking about full crypto economy, ecosystem.
That's correct. It's correct. And that's where I see that it has to go. I think that the way that we do this is, and this is what we're working on, is finding a way to be spent, finding a way for retailers to be able to use you. And then also we're tying in a whole bunch of stuff with our PackLife website, packlife.net, where we're going to be having a whole bunch of stuff go through advertising as well there. So we're going to be doing an advertising. It's going to be part of our Pack 2.0, where we're going to be talking some advertising money and how we're going to tie all of that into the Masternode network. Because the Masternode network, as large as it is, we can do so. Masternode networks, when you have such a large network, there's so many different things that you can do off of that than just saying, oh, I want to make money. I can provide data back and forth, and we could be a data center for advertisers. We could be a data center for banks. You could be a data center for anything with the Masternode network. That's just another opportunity to market the coin.
Somebody brought up a pretty good point in the chat, and I just wanted to touch on it on the video since I have you here. They were saying, with less than 5% total overall circulating, with 95% to be distributed, that seems to be a lot of inflation to come. How is Packcoin prepared to handle that inflation period?
Well, it's similar to like Bitcoin, when you have halving and all that things that go along those lines. So actually the rewards will tier down over the years. So as the years go by, the rewards tier down lower. So actually there's one more, the next tier up goes up, and then it's continuously down from there on out. So they scale it down just like Bitcoin scales it down, where you're going to do less rewards.
So reward halvening.
Yes. Yep. That's exactly correct. So it's not really halvening, but it goes down incrementally based off of
we have to make up terminologies on the fly because this space is so new, it deserves it. But for lack of a new definition, halvening will have to suffice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. And that's kind of where we're at now, man. When you look at the Masternode network, it's an ongoing process, like you said, and all the terminology and all the things that are being said about it, it's so new. It's hard to say that this is going to be the killer of it, because I got to be honest, Dash is doing a great job. Dash has gone, they went down, but they went right back up, and let's face it, the market moves with Bitcoin. So
I think Dash just overhyped their own news, unfortunately, during the bull run, and it became unsustainable by the rumor sell the news momentum. I think they were talking about like partnering with Harvard at some point. I saw tweets and it never happened, and other things, and there was a lot Dash did to do marketing that didn't really help their price as much as it hurt it, unfortunately.
No, I agree there. Yeah, that bull run really put a beat.
Nobody knew how to handle it, unfortunately, and it was more of a be silent and less vocal how to handle the bull run there, and then use that that what you had to vocalize after the bull run during the bear market.
Yeah. Now you were saying a little bit about the 5%. Yes, 5%. There is a lot of coins to be minted still. but that's also coins that, again, the holder mentality exists in masternode coins. So in order for, there's the give and the take. Yes, there is a sell-off pressure when you get a coin, like you get a reward, but the sell-off to that is, the flip side is, you need to put up a large sum of coins to be able to get that reward.
I've always looked at masternodes as sort of like this weird perpetual motion machine of money, where I know perpetual motion does not exist, but if you look at how masternodes are kind of formed, if I had 10 masternodes and every month I'm rewarded one masternode, that is perpetual income.
Yes, it is perpetual income. And, my thing is with my masternodes, I got to the point where I can almost, you can make a masternode every month.
Right.
And you say, oh, wow, this is great. I got another masternode. Now you throw it in. Now, wow, I got another masternode. Now they just keep building and building and building. Me personally, I'm not one to spend my masternodes right now, because what's the point at this, at this juncture? You put your money away, you wait for a rainy day, you wait for this thing to get to where we know it's going, and you have some patience, and never spend more than you can afford to lose.
Yep, I always looked at crypto as like a scratch-off ticket. I don't throw my life savings into something I'm just having some fun with.
Yeah, and you know what? When you're getting the masternode rewards, you're holding. You're just putting your stuff away. You want to keep gaining. We have great products where you have a shared masternodes, which we have with pack nodes. So say you only have 100,000 coins, you don't have the 500, but you want to get rewards. You could go in, you could sign up with pack node. You could put your $100,000 on the site.
100,000 tokens.
100,000 tokens. Well, I should say. Well, see, pack is, we call ourselves a coin because we're meant to be a digital currency. We're not meant to be a token because we don't have a token platform. We're more of a coin. We're a spending unit. That's how we want to be seen, as a spending unit. We want to be a coin, which is very hard in this day and age right now to be a coin, because it's hard to get people to take you on. And that's where Johnny Litecoin's doing such an amazing job, because he's getting businesses to sign up left and right.
Yeah. Well, he knows he knows the legacy woes. He knows all the hardships of the legacy payment transactions and remittances, that he knows how to start the conversation for each retailer, because he knows each of their problems and hard points. As opposed to me as like a crypto enthusiastic person, I just walk into a pizza shop and I'm just like, here, take my crypto. He actually worked in legacy point of sale, so he knows exactly how to speak to a retailer that provides more solutions than problems, and those solutions end up saving businesses money. I mean, American Express could charge a small business up to 5% per transaction. Yeah. That's insanity.
Oh, yeah. And as far as the retailer is concerned, you flip to the other side, they could charge you back well past a year for no reason. They could say, hey, I don't, you know what, my car's not working the way I wanted it to.
Well, not even that. I could do a chargeback, and it charges a small business, I think, $35 for every chargeback that they get
it's a killer, dude.
Taken in.
And that's the great thing. That's why we're onboarding it at our dealership. It's Alliant Payment Services. That's who Johnny's working with, one of the companies, and Alliant Payment Services that we're bringing on board. That's the great part about it, from my perspective, is there's no longer a chargeback. So when they come, they pay with their Bitcoin or their Litecoin. Guess what? They pay with their pack coin. They come into my dealer. They pay with one of those forms. There's no chargeback for me.
That's that unconfiscatable buzzword we love so much. I think that's the biggest sell point for crypto, is it's unconfiscatable.
That's what sold the owners of the deal, my father-in-law and my uncle. That's what sold them on it. When they heard no chargebacks, they saw that there was less than 1% of the transaction fee to change from crypto to fiat, which is part of the Alliant program. When you pay with Alliant, it does the direct conversion for you there
1%?
and then, which is great. Less than 1%.
I mean, Visa can't compete. They just can't compete with that.
No, they can't compete. Now, what it's going to take now is people like yourself, people like myself, people like Johnny, people in the community to push this to retailers and to let them know that this exists, because people don't know that this exists. They don't understand that they can get this and that it's so much cheaper, that there's no opportunity to be charged back. There's no begging the bank to give you your money. You know, there's none of that. And as a retailer, I see that on a daily basis, you know, and that's kind of what drew me into cryptocurrency in general, was the fact that the payment system, being from my world where I worked on a daily basis, the payment system is broken, especially the credit one. It's not advantageous to either the retailer or the consumer. So the only people that are getting anything from it are the actual cards themselves.
Yeah, the
you know, in the
middlemen.
bank.
They love it. They make
That's
money
correct.
on both ends.
So, you know, for us, it's a no-brainer. And that's why we're bringing PackCoin to our dealership, because PackCoin has very low fees, instant transactions, which is great. So they're going to be, we're going to be accepting as PackCoin. Bitcoin and Litecoin, we're going to accept through Alliant, and it's going to be changed directly over to fiat. But we're going to actually accept the PackCoin, and like you were kind of alluding to earlier, we are creating master nodes, and we're going to do this over the next few months to ramp up so as we can create our rewards program, because we're actually on the back end creating like a rewards program for the dealership when you spend your PackCoin at the dealer. So it's going to be some really cool stuff that we have coming out here, and it's going to be a real world use case for PackCoin, which there's not a lot of cryptos out there that can state that they're going to be you know, at a wholesale dealership that's doing millions of dollars of volume on a monthly basis between our 6 dealers. So it's going to be a very big announcement from PackCoin. We're going to blow it up here in the Northeast pretty heavily. We have dealerships that are going to be accepting PackCoin, Bitcoin, and Litecoin. They're called All American Ford. You can check us out at allamericanford.net. And we have dealerships in Paramus, Hackensack, New Jersey. Then down the shore, we have dealerships as well. Our dealerships down the shore are in Point Pleasant and Bricktown, as well as Old Bridge. And PackCoin will be the first cryptocurrency that we accept there that'll just be the crypto. We're going to accept Bitcoin and Litecoin, but it's going to be through Alliant, and we will be receiving fiat for that, which, again, is an amazing program. I was trying to get PackCoin listed with Alliant, but you know, you have to go through some pretty strenuous testing as far as your chain's concerned, through chain analysis to get listed through Alliant. So we're working on that on our compliance end now to try to figure out ways that we can get listed.
It's going to be difficult for anybody that has a privacy blockchain, even if it's optional. I've always thought about those hardships that may be very unique to any coin that has to deal with privacy because of those borders to regulations and on-ramps that, like, Alliant I bet would love to work with you, but because of those, you know, regulations, unfortunately their hands might be tied, which it feels like a unconstitutional form of financial censorship. But we're going to get to that, I guess, eventually when we get more crypto political candidates up and running. I know, like, McAfee for president's a bit of a joke, but I don't think we're too far from seeing true pro-crypto candidates pop up that can realize that they could use this as a campaign fluiding tool and charity raising. And there's just so many political moves. And I wanted to touch a little bit before I wrap it up that I think it's a really interesting partnership for a car dealership and crypto, because car dealerships have partnerships with other businesses that use the dealerships for bulk transportations or XYZ. The owner of a restaurant may get a discount from your dad's dealership because your dad gets a discount from his restaurant. And now his dealership's accepting crypto. So maybe the guy at the restaurant may be interested. Like, there's a lot of, like, snowballing that can come out of something like this. So there's questions in the chat, and I know we're running up on time. We went well over my hour, which is insane, guys.
Dude,
I didn't even feel like we got, like, half of what I wanted to talk about out.
Yet. I mean, I'll tell you, it's very easy to talk to you, Ken. I'm humbled to be here. I'm very happy you gave us an opportunity to come on at PackCoin. And I'm telling you, you guys are going to be seeing a lot of us in the future. I'm a hard worker, and I'm going to push my tail off to get Pack to the top. What that top means is we want to be used as a daily use currency. We're not looking to overtake anybody. We're looking to work with other people and form partnerships within the actual community. Litecoin, we're working with Litecoin. We formed a partnership with Johnny and the Litecoin Foundation. We're going to be doing, more charitable efforts like we just did for Venezuela. And that's what we're going to continue to do. And again, Ken, I really got to thank you, brother. I really appreciate you bringing me on. And if we could ever do it again, I'm always down, man, just to talk crypto.
It's an open source podcast. I have a link on Twitter, and anybody and everybody is welcome. And no, I do not charge anybody to come on my podcast. Like 99.9% of the fucking people that do crypto content, those pieces of shit, it's fucked up. But
no charges, brother.
I appreciate your time too, man. I really do. And where can people get in touch with you? Do you have a Twitter account? Because people have some questions for you in the chat, and I'm sure they'd love to reach out.
My Twitter account is oh Jesus, my God, Crypto Crusader 1. Okay, and you could reach out to me there. Also, if you guys want to email me any questions, jason@packcoin.net. Send me an email there directly. I'd love to answer any questions. If people, we're a community coin. If you want to join our Discord, please go over to the Pack Discord server, join the Discord. If you're a developer, if you're into UI, if you're into whatever you're into, if you're a advertiser, whatever you're into, and you want to become a part of a team and an organization that's going to listen to what you have to say and not only listen, but use your insight to grow, come on over to the Pack Discord server. We're looking for great community members. We have the best community out there. And, again, Ken, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you bringing me on today.
Jason Coral, much appreciated. Guys, go check out packcoin.net. Let me know what your thoughts are about masternodes and charities and where you could see the future of this space going. And let's keep the conversation open to the comments in the comments below. Let's see what you guys think. And Jason, much appreciated, guys. Big shout out to Packcoin. And I'm sure I'll see you at another event soon enough. And I'm
Are you going over to the Bitcoin Ben event here in Jersey?
Yeah, dude, of course. It's like an hour away.
Dude, I'm going to be there. So actually, you're down Maple. So excuse me, I'm not sure where you're from, but I think you're down by like the Cherry Hill area.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay. All right. I used to live out there. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm going to be at that event, Ken. So we have a couple things I think we have in common too. So we'll definitely get together with that as well.
Well, hey guys, if you're on the East Coast, come check out the Bitcoin Ben meetup in New Jersey, and we can hang out with me and Jason, and we can talk about Packcoin and charities. All right, guys.
I'm going to be giving out free drinks in Pack too. They're accepting Pack at the event, guys. They are accepting Pack, and I'm going to be handing out Packcoin paper wallets, enough for one drink at the event. You can pay with your Packcoin. It's going to be a great event. They're going to have Bitcoin, Litecoin, Digibyte, and I just worked it out with Johnny Litecoin and Bitcoin Ben to get Packcoin accepted there as well.
Dude, that's awesome.
Guys, come on over, and I'll be Ken, you'll be getting a couple free drinks from me, brother.
Yo, I'm going to get drunk off Packcoin, bro. I can't wait.
That's correct. Yeah, it's going to be a good day, man.
All right, guys, don't forget, pound that thumbs up button, share this podcast out on your social media, and tag a friend or two, guys. Much appreciated, guys. Have a day.